Hi, Tony Selzer here. Welcome to the line. We are continually searching the country to find not only the intersection of technology, marketing, and sales, but the gurus who really understand where this place is going. So here to talk about the state of the state for marketing and sales today, we've got Sharyn Fitzpatrick with Chief Marketing and Webinar, who is the Chief Marketing and Webinar Guru for the country, right? I'm giving you that title. Like it goes Miss President, then you. Marcom Gurus is our guest today. I know you started when you were 3, Sharyn, and really adopted marketing, early on. What have you seen over the last 10 years on how we're changing the way we communicate and market and sell, especially technology today?
I think what we found is that we've got people who are really impatient to get information today, yesterday, and tomorrow, and that all of the digital world and digital marketing has really kind of redefined how we talk to audiences. We really have to, I encourage all of my clients to think about what they need to do to be a thought leader. Mm-hmm. Is it a thought leader for their industry, a thought leader for using a type of technology? Mm-hmm. How can they help their clients and their audience be successful?
I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. Gone is the place of the traditional salesperson. We've got to be subject matter experts in our space, and we really got to show clients the path, because they think they can get everything they need off of Google, and they're in that yeoman state of thinking they have understanding. And in a lot of fairness, a lot of prospects now know more than the people actually selling that, and that's really the evolution we're watching happen right in front of us. So Sharyn, how did you get into this business? What got you down this marketing guru path?
Believe it or not, Pac-Man. I worked for Atari, and one of the things I got to do was to work on the largest Pac-Man game in the world, which is in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, way back when before I covered my gray hair. And I really got engaged about how people connected with products and strategies and promotions, and I was hooked after that.
Wow, Pac-Man, you must have been 3 when you started that campaign. So
maybe 2.
So just for all the audience out there, the millennials, that happened to be one of the first video games that people like me used to play. So you started with Pac-Man and it got you hooked, and you've watched this transformation really. That's almost 2 decades of seeing how marketing is changing and how we connect to others, how we get the value proposition across. What have these new mediums done to change the way we connect buyer seller?
Well, it's actually 3 decades for me. So I think the biggest change I saw was when I worked for a company called The Learning Company. And one of my favorite things to do is I got paid to do marketing and PR for a rabbit. Kids loved Read a Rabbit. And looking at how we started marketing when we started, and I was there 8 years, to what happened when we finished was night and day. I mean, we were typing press releases to start, and then at the end, we were using computers. And so it really grew. And then as it grew into today, it's just unbelievable.
I mean,
I have a client.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I
have a client who doesn't have social media. Believe it or not.
Oh, gosh, we're having the best show ever.
I know.
So thanks so much for putting up with me. So, when we started marketing, when I started marketing, just to relate this, I personally think that teleconference has killed more business than it's ever made. The idea, like we're experiencing this a little bit today with Skype, but the lack of ability to connect, to truly engage. We're having to use different mediums and tools today than we did years ago. You can't just jump in an airplane every time you want to sell something. That cost of acquisition is getting rolled up. I mean, you got the cost of the lead, you got the cost of of pre-qual, you got the cost of understanding and helping the client know what they're buying, the scope, the whole thing. That has expanded tremendously, and there's so much noise in this, and you help companies kind of cut through that with what you do. Is that fair?
Oh, that's totally fair. I mean, I have a client presentation expert that's got, a subscriber base of 300,000,
Wow.
and they look to us for great information. So the challenge is keeping the information fresh, bringing them the best quality, so they start to think of us as a thought leader, which then helps for our side for the advertisers and subscribers and everything else. And it's been a really successful formula.
Mm-hmm.
I think you've got to stand out. People need to know what's in it for them if they're going to buy from you. Look at what you have, think of you as a thought leader. It's all really important.
Well, and specifically in thinking about how webinars have changed, you can't do a demo the same way you used to do it, like even 5-6 years ago. You can't just walk through. I mean, I make the analogy, I see these guys do demos or webinars like a realtor shows a home. This is the bathroom, this is the living room, here's the kitchen. What do I need you for? If I was going to do that on my own, I would just, walk through the house by myself and spare the 15%. But that's kind of the attitude some of these guys approach content, especially one that's transferred in this digital format. Wouldn't you agree that that's how the antiquated way, and they need to take it into this new version, that new engagement way?
Oh, totally. I think webinars are only good if you find a way to connect. Mm-hmm. And part of what I really believe in is making webinars human and interactive. Mm-hmm. So even if you have somebody creating a presentation, find a way to create a dialogue with that presenter, whether it be adding questions in the middle, finding a way to use polls, but you create that conversation because mm-hmm. that discussion is what you want to happen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would go so bold as even staging the game. There are questions that everybody wants to ask as FAQs. You can ask those and participate in your own webinar, so people get the white elephant, get the elephant out of the room. And what is pricing? What is the cost of adoption? How long does it take to implement? What is there a setup fee? All those things that people have to go through. They want to ask, because we found that only 2% actually ask questions. So if you're not even teeing those up and allowing the presenter to address those, you're not getting a quality project. And what would be your optimum time? That's the question we get over and over. How long should a good webinar presentation be?
Well, I think it really depends on the industry. Some people, it's just in time information, so 30 minutes seems to work. Mm-hmm. And on demand is really important. Mm-hmm. But if you have something where it's really rich in content, you're teaching people how to do something, 60 minutes works really well. Mm-hmm. And, Tony, you stole my state secret. I always have 5 questions hanging there in case we need them. And I plan interruptions because I think it's really important to make sure that people out there are just not sleeping on the other end of their computer.
Yeah, almost stage the organic, right? I mean, it sounds like an oxymoron, but it's really true, because you almost have to, just like the web has gone from this stagnant approach of presenting information to an experience of engagement. This is what you need to do when you're creating your content strategy and using tools like you help clients figure out what's the one thing you want to tell clients today that are trying to connect through this medium. What do they need to really think about in order to make something that's going to connect?
I would say think like they were on the other end of the line of what their audience is going to hear, mm-hmm. and only deliver information in a style and with great content that they feel is really going to be 100% high quality. Mm-hmm. Don't do just a sales pitch, because they don't want a sales pitch. You can show and sell your expertise as a thought leader or a guru by just giving the right information.
Amen. Amen. Stop selling, start teaching. Thanks so much, Sharyn. We got through it. It was a good show. We just got to clean some of that up.
Oh, that's why God